today's class, Occurrence of ore in Tamil Nadu and Properties of Metals in Periodic Classification of Elements, Unit 8, Chapter 8 in Chemistry. So, occurrence of ore in Tamil Nadu: limestone, Coimbatore, Kadalur, Dindikkal; gypsum in Tiruchi and Coimbatore district; titanium minerals, Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli and Tuticorin; chromite in Coimbatore and Salem district; magnetite in Dharmapuri, Erode, Salem, Tiruvannapalai; tungsten in Madurai and Dindikkal. So, that is limestone, gypsum, titanium, chromite, magnetite and tungsten are occurred in Tamil Nadu. So, these are the reference from the mineral sources of Tamil Nadu, Envis Center, Tamil Nadu. We have get the details about where they have occurred in Tamil Nadu. Now we move on to the properties of metals. First we will deal with the physical properties. Physical state: all metals are solid at room temperature except mercury and gallium. So metals are solid at room temperature, they are solid, but mercury and gallium are not solid at room temperature. Lustre means shining. Metal possesses high luster called metallic luster. So it is highly shining. You can see the aluminium was very shining. Even the stainless steel vessels are also shining, no? Hardness: most of the metals are hard and strong. Exception are sodium and potassium can be cut with a knife. So the metal like iron, they are hard and strong, no? We can't able to cut directly with the iron, with a knife, okay? But sodium and potassium can cut with the help of knife. So they are not too hard. Melting point and boiling point: usually metal possesses high melting point and boiling point and vaporizes only at high temperature. So exceptions are, that is gallium, mercury, sodium and potassium are exception because they doesn't need high temperature to melting and boiling. So other metals need high temperature for melting and boiling points are high. So for melting and boiling and to vaporize the metals, they need high temperature. But the gallium, mercury and sodium and potassium doesn't need high temperature for melting and boiling. Density: the metals have a high density except sodium, potassium are less denser than water. So metal has high density. So high content, high density. But sodium and potassium are less density compared with the water. Ductility: ductility means without breaking, they are making into wires, thin wires like appearance. So the metals are usually ductile. In other words, they can be drawn into thin wires without breaking. Malleability: metals are usually malleable, that is, they can be beaten into thin sheets without cracking, except zinc and mercury. So except zinc and mercury, all metals can be beaten into sheets, that is malleable means beaten into sheets, except zinc and mercury. Conduction of heat and electricity: so metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. So silver and copper excel in this property. So they are, that is, good conductor of heat and electricity. So the metals are all good conductors of heat and electricity. But silver, copper, so they have this property, good conductor. But tungsten is not a good conductor of heat and electricity. Solubility: usually metals do not dissolve in liquid solvents. So the metals do not dissolve in liquid solvents. Chemical properties: valence electrons: the atoms of metals usually have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell. So in the outermost shell, 1, 2 and 3 electrons are filled in the atoms of metals. So if you take a sodium, their outermost shell is filled with 1, 2 and 3. Formation of ions. Metals form positive ions by the loss of electrons and hence they are called electropositive. So metals have or formed, that is positive ions. Why? Means they lost the electrons. Due to the loss of electrons, they are electropositive. Discharge of ions. Metals are discharged at the cathode during electrolysis of their compounds. So during the electrolysis, cathode, that is the metal, they discharge through the cathode. How it takes place? Electrolysis. Through the electrolysis process, the metals are discharged to the cathode. So they move on to the cathode side. Atomicity. The molecules of the metals in the vapor state are usually monoatomic. So the metals are usually monoatomic. So the atomicity of a metal you see means it is monoatomic, single atom. Nature of oxides. The oxides of metals are usually basic. So the oxides of metals are usually basic only, no acidic. So nature of oxides are usually, that is based on the metal oxide, they are basic. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any doubts, post your doubts in the comment box. Give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.